the purpose of this practice is to just get a first glimpse into our tree of life system. What's going on in us? We're going to connect to the roots below, right? Because the Shekhinah, the feminine divine presence, resides in the altar of the earth. So we connect to the earth first. And then we'll come up through the trunk, which is Tiferet. Tiferet, that healing spirit, is seated in the heart, but emanates through the whole torso. And Tiferet is really how the divine energy flows in our body. So we're going to see a glimpse into Tiferet in our body, and then come into our roots above and just get a little glimpse into what is possible with this tree of life healing. Yeah, go ahead, find a seat or lay down. And I'm going to be closing my eyes. So if you say anything in the chat, I just probably won't see it until after. But I do want to remind you to take care of yourself and know that everything I say is just a suggestion, an invitation. And if anything feels uncomfortable, just to note that and come back to your breath. All right, so we're coming into our body, feeling our hips on the chair and the feet on the earth. Or if you're lying down, feel the back of your heart and the back of your skull supported by the bed or the earth, the ground beneath you. And just let yourself be received by the earth. So see if you can sink into the ground even 10% more. Let yourself come into relationship with the Adamah, the earth below. And noticing all the anchor points between you and the ground. And with every anchor, just send your awareness into the contact between your body and the earth. Knowing that this earth is animated by the divine presence. This earth is the vessel for all of the light, all of the soul that is available in this earth, in the world. So feeling a sense of trust in the ground, letting yourself lean into the feminine, into this state of receiving. And we'll begin to receive the breath. So without force, we're not working, we're not pushing, we're just receiving the breath. Remember, neshima, the word for breath, is connected to neshama, soul. So every inhale, we're receiving our soul into our body. And every exhale, we're surrendering into the ground, into the source, into the arms of our Creator. Inhale, receiving the breath, filling up the body with your life force. And exhale, leaning into the feminine, letting something release and dissipate into the universe. Beautiful. Inhale, filling up. Like you're filling up your vessel, the well with water, or your vase with flowers, your lungs with breath. And exhale, gently pouring it out. Emptying, releasing. Beautiful. Continue like that for a few more breaths. Dissolving on the exhale, receiving on the inhale. And we're coming into that tree mentality where just like a tree recycles nutrients, we'll let something dissolve into Mother Earth, something we need to release and let go. And inhale, inviting in the light. Our respiratory system literally looks like an upside down tree. So it literally looks like the tree of life. So at any point where we lose connection to the tree of life, we just get to tap into our breath. And that is enough. So as we keep the breath flowing, I'll invite you to send your awareness down into the level of your roots, the roots below. So, whatever that looks or feels like for you, entering your roots deep under the ground, healthy, dark roots growing beneath you. Maybe you feel some tingling at the soles of your feet, a grounding through your legs. And just breathing at the level of your roots. And those roots below the ground connect us all, right? Just like a healthy forest relies on the deep networks of the root systems below, our roots rely on the interconnectedness with each other, with our healthy communities, healthy support systems. And in this system of the roots, we can either give or receive. So if we're feeling abundant, see if you can give through your roots. Give to others here practicing or anyone else watching this recording. Can give through the roots. And perhaps you're in need of energy, of love, of nourishment. See if you can receive through the levels of your roots. And this is how Kabbalah works. It's a circle of giving and receiving. Breathing slowly, becoming a unified forest. Perhaps there's someone even that you don't know out there suffering or in need of some energetics, some love and nourishment. Just offer it through your roots. We're all connected here. And you may notice your root system begins to stir awake, like sap under the trees. Notice any sensation of your feet. And with the breath, we'll invite that nourishment, that sap of life from below the ground to begin to rise. So if you understand the sphere, we're moving from Malchut up through the taproots of the legs. So drawing that life force up the shins into the knees, imagining that nourishment rise up the thighs, into the hips, and into our yesod, our sexual power in the perineum. And then lifting up through yesod into our trunk of the tree, up through the torso. Remember, this is our seat of Tiferet, where the divine energy flows. This is the trunk of who we are. And just find the breath here. Notice what's in the trunk of your body. Maybe places you feel alive and engaged and alert, places that feel full and abundant, and then other places that may feel blocked or rigid. Just noticing what's in your trunk. And if all you notice is your trunk, you can just say, I'm aware of my trunk. I'm aware of my trunk. You can also bring your hands to the heart, the seat of Tiferet, where this healing sphera radiates from. And just breathe into the heart. You can say, I'm aware of my heart. Notice what feels full and easeful and open in the heart. Notice what feels hard to access. Notice any pains or discomfort of the heart space. And just invite up this sap of life, the nourishment all the way into the heart, just stirring some life force in the heart. Take some breaths here. Receiving the love, receiving the breath into the heart. And just know we're taking a little glimpse. So while normally we'd spend a lot of deep time at each center, we're just journeying through the full tree of life as a intro glimpse in. So now we'll become aware of our center channel. So coming to the perineum, the root, which is our yesod, up through the center column. So up through the low belly, the center of the heart, the da'as, the throat, the midbrain, up through the crown. That's our center channel. Some like to imagine this as a channel of light. From the root to the crown, we may imagine this as mist, flowing mist, rising and falling with our breath. You may want to imagine this as a big wave from root to crown, from the perineum, up through the heart, up through the crown, and then down. Begin to activate the breath, waves of breath from root to crown on the inhale. And then exhale from crown down to roots, back into the chair or into the ground beneath you. So there's a very gentle quality to it, but it connects you from the earth below to sky above. Like a beautiful wave. Deep inhales, deep exhales, activating this breath of awareness through the center column. Each breath cycle becomes slower and more expansive, a little bit more soft and fluid. And this may come easily and it may be challenging. And just take note of that. That's okay. There may be a place where your center column is blocked. Maybe you can't bring your breath past it, or you can't visualize the column of light past it. And that's all good information. We're just beginning to notice and open the center channel. So it's moving from Malchut below to Keter above. And then from Keter above, back to Malchut below. A few more breaths like this, just rising and returning, flowing and fluid. And on your next big inhale, let's sweep our awareness all the way to the crown, to Keter, the crown of our head. You can bring your hands there if that helps you lift into your crown. And if you remember that diagram, the Kabbalistic roots of the tree of life extend above us. So imagine now those same roots that we grew below through the soles of the feet. Let's visualize them growing through the crown of the head. You can even reach your arms up above the crown, like you're growing roots above into heaven, into the sky, growing through your fingertips, expanding through the heart, lifting through the spine. If you're laying down, that's totally fine. You can just stretch it above your head. And we're lifting our breath through the roots to the source of all life. This is the source above, the source of nourishment, the source of abundance comes from here. So visualizing those big infinite roots. And you may visualize that the light up here is abundant, is flowing, is everlasting, is connected to all the oneness, all the unity, all the infinitude. Let's keep breathing as we expand upwards. And it may feel really uncomfortable in this position. And that means that you're expanding your vessel. So keep breathing, even if it feels difficult. We're expanding our roots and vessel, opening through the palms. We're vibrating ourselves open. And just imagine and allow the light to just flow over the palms, over the crown, over our roots, washing us with light, washing us with abundance. Keep breathing, expanding, letting this light flood down. We're expanding our vessel. Wash it down, wash it down. A few more breaths, connecting directly to the source of all light. Keep the breath flowing. And then curl those roots in as you bring your hands to the heart. Let that light flood the heart space, flood the Sphira of Tiferet, flood down the torso, allowing in healing energy, healing life force. Let it flood down your body as it travels now down the torso and over the legs. You can even wash your hands over your thighs. And imagine that light pouring over the feet, back into the earth. We just inviting more light into the earth below. We are a bridge. Do you feel that? We're a bridge between heaven and earth, between the roots above and the roots below. So just stand here, sit here, lay here, feel that channel that you are. Notice the sensation, the vibration as light continues to flow through you, above from below, below to above. Just channeling. And notice if perhaps your vessel has expanded even a tiny inch to receive a tiny bit more. Maybe you can receive your breath a little bit deeper, or emotion in your heart a little bit fuller, or some thoughts clearer. Can you receive a little bit more in this vessel? And just bring your hands back to the heart as you gently bow towards the wisdom of your heart, the wisdom of your body, the wisdom of this light that carries through us and our ancestral lineage for thousands of years, all the way back to the original creation. Just notice what's alive in your heart. Perhaps there's a prayer or an image that comes to your mind, a visual. Just listening to any messages that come through. And just know that you can always return back here to your direct source of light. You don't need anybody else or anything else to connect directly to your source. So just breathe that in. It's your connection just as much as mine. And if it feels true, just devote yourself to return. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and come back to this collective, this container together. And I'm going to share my screen once again. Here we are. And I just want you to write in the chat box one thing that you noticed, either about your roots below, your trunk, your roots above, and just share it in the chat, just as a way to anchor something in our experience.